Bonsoir merci. Thank you for tuning in to WDBG TV, Metro Windsor, Detroit.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Vinny D, and I'm back in the saddle, and I'm fired up to bring you something wild tonight. Welcome to a one-of-a-kind evening broadcast of North America's rising morning show. Now, I know what you're thinking, an evening morning show? That's like serving maple syrup on your meatloaf or wearing flip-flops in a Detroit snowstorm. Downright absurd, but we're making it work with a grin. We're flipping the script tonight because my fearless wife, Amy, is about to unleash a verbal wildfire, diving headfirst into the Canadian election mess and the sinister Nazi-style propaganda that's got our neighbors up north in a chokehold. This ain't just a show, it's a battle cry, and we're here to wake folks up. Now let me lay it out straight. Amy's putting it all on the line, broadcasting from a spot that's got her vulnerable, because of not one but 3 attempts on her and my little daughter's life. So Amy, my wife, she's playing it smart, using a dead ringer AI clone with her exact look and voice to keep her safe while she drops truth bombs. And you better believe Charlie LeDuff, Andy Lee, Chris Dacey and I, and all of us here at VNA are standing shoulder to shoulder with her, backing her up like family. 'Cause when Amy's swinging for the fences and going for lying cutthroats, we're in her corner. We're talking about a woman who's got the guts to call out the elites and their schemes, just like Charlie and Lou would want her to do, off better even than myself at it, and we here at VNA and over at NBN, we're all damn proud to ride with her on this mission. Amy and I, like most North Americans, we're beyond fed up. Hell, we're downright pissed right off and having our own way already revolted, disgusted with these cowsy religious brainwashed, tricked and duped leftist Canucks, who after 10 long years and a Canada almost totally destroyed still haven't wised up. They're swallowing the same old propaganda, peddled by arrogant elites who think they're above everyone else and want to rule like dictators. These globalist predators are hell-bent on taxing Canadians into poverty, stripping their freedoms, and dismantling everything they've worked hard to build. It's like a grim replay of history's worst moments, so much alike Hitler's Germany, and we're fed up watching good people get deceived by these power-obsessed schemers. Amy's stepping up to confront Mark Carney, his misled supporters, and the whole Marxist-fascist charade with her fierce Detroit spirit that Lou, this here guy, and Charlie taught her, and a touch of her mama's French flair. So settle in, turn up the sound, and brace yourself. In this, y'all gonna hear Amy, ready to unmask this sinister plot and call us all to stand together. She's taking on Carney and the same tired regime of Marxist-leaning cronies who, just like Trudeau's crew, ran Canada into the ground, backed by the same English crown that's long despised both the United States and its own people, treating them like mere insignificant and rightless pawns. But tonight the tide's turning. Amy's here to flip the script, tear them down, and rally us to drive these tyrants out of our shared North American home, a continent where Canadians and Americans were born side by side, united by far more than what divides us. Both Canada and America needs to hear this girl and experience her fiery teaching. Now, all that said, without me running my mouth more, here's me in the raw and real, my real in the smart-ass verbatim self, live just as LeDuff asked me to do before I did the scripted AI intro you just heard, so you'll all see the diff between the real live me and the scripted AI me before y'all hear Amy's own awesome words of wisdom.
Hello, y'all. Welcome to North America's Rising, or maybe I should say tonight North America's Sleeping, because my lady decided to do this cast at night, So I don't know what the hell she's going to title it. I guess still North America Rising. Anyways, I'm sitting here. I feel like I'm on the deck of a destroyer or something. I'm wearing these headphones and stuff because the other microphone ain't working. But I promised Mr. Charlie LeDuff that I'd do this live. So I'm going to go and do this live right now. She's going to do hers in AI, and Charlie understands why she has to do it. Canada should understand why she's doing it in AI. She's going to get into that a little bit. Here in Canada, if you're conservative journalists, they feel they have the right to smack the phone out of your hand, to run over people like Andy Lee, to run over to stalk people like Andy Lee, our group member Andy Lee. They feel it's okay to stalk Amy. They've even taken shots at Amy, tried to hit her with the Buick and everything. Some guy in a pickup truck stalked Andy, and then a guy in a Ford F-250 tried running over my lady 2 weeks after the dumb bitch in the Buick tried hitting her. Anyways, YouTube says that we're not supposed to smoke on here, wait at least 5 or 6 minutes, but I don't give a shit. I need a cigarette. Fuck YouTube. They can stick it where the sun don't shine. Anyways, tonight we're doing an evening show, and I'm Vinny. I've been doing this shit since 1967. A lot of these citizen journalists out there, I'm not a citizen journalist. I've been doing this shit with the late, great Lou Gordon. My mother used to work with him. Most of you people know that ever since the Detroit riots. But, me, I do what I got to do. And tonight I got to do this, introduce this show, and she's going to tell you some shit, what a fascist really is. And she's going to explain how you just voted a bunch of Nazis and fascists in here. And she's going to be telling you the real facts and how it all applies, how they do this stakeholder thing. That's part of fascism. Most Canadians don't have a clue, especially the leftists, what a fascist really is. And they're going to learn that. They just voted a bunch of fascists in there, and I like to have Chris Dacey here say how he gets attacked and everything. I don't want my little girl hit by a car and dead. They already broke my lady's femur and, like that by hitting her with the car. They feel they can do anything they want to conservative journalists or conservative people holding signs. They can spit on them. They can smack them in the face. And the cops sit there and watch them and they don't do anything. But Amy's going to explain all that. Without any further ado, let's get into this very educational cast. So it's in the evening instead of the morning, but you got to do what you got to do. And I'm just one sad kind of guy that you guys voted the same people that destroyed the country. And again, I can't believe that Canada turned communist, And the Americans are worried now with this Carney that because he's doing the same thing as Trudeau, that you can have Chinese troops sitting on the border, tanks and stuff. Because Carney, he's planning on working with the Chinese, so I wouldn't put it past him to do shit like that. Trudeau done it. How in the hell can you idiots, you leftist friggin' morons, elect the same people that destroyed the country this past decade? It's beyond me. She's fuming about that too. But without any further ado, let's listen to Amy, because all I'm going to do is rave and yell at you guys. She's saying it a little bit more coherently and elegantly. Okay, anyways, let's get on with the cast, and here's Amy. Love you guys. Okay, bye. Till next time. Vinny out. I got to work all these things myself too. Okay, anyways, here we go. Here's Amy.
Live from the far reaches of the North American realm, WDBG presents our new morning show, North America's Rising. Hosted by someone many consider to be North America's sexiest, most voluptuous, amazing, and most esteemed, outrageously satirical, as well as one of, if not the most vocal female broadcast commentators ever to grace the North American airwaves, our WDBG and VNA directress and member of the Independent Press Gallery of Canada. The one and only Amy Suzanne. You and the world been waiting for and really needs to hear. Wake up North America, here's the radiantly gorgeous, as well as quite in the vernacular vocal and intelligent awesome raw Amy Suzanne.
It's already 9 a.m., so time to wake the fuck up, because North America's rising. And right now, right damn now, it's time to get your ass, ears and mind on this here little ride with me, Amy Suzanne. So let's go, and let's roll, people.
I'm not one of those cushy studio types, plopped on a velvet chair strutting like a peacock hollering, "Hey, look at me."
Good evening, listeners. Welcome to our special evening broadcast. Yep, we're shaking things up from our usual morning slot for a one-of-a-kind show tonight, so get ready for something unforgettable. Before we dive into the lineup, I've got a story that's too juicy to keep under wraps, and I'm fired up to share it with you. let me set the stage. Unbeknownst to me, a certain competitor, don't even get me started on calling them a journalist, decided to stir the pot. Now, I'm not one of those self-aggrandizing types who slap fancy labels like journalist on myself just for clout. Neither is my old man, Vinny. We're cut from a different cloth. Old-school reporters and broadcast commentators who let our work speak for itself. No Twitter threads or viral posts needed. Just the truth, delivered straight. But this competitor? Oh, they're a different breed. A self-proclaimed citizen journalist who's more about clicks than integrity. You know the type. Low on self-esteem, high on audacity, throwing around the journalist title like it's a Halloween costume. Reminds me of folks like Candace Owens, chasing attention over facts. And this wannabe had the nerve to go after our dear friend and mentor, Charlie, an Emmy and Pulitzer Prize winner, mind you, for his recent interview with Tucker Carlson. When Vinny broke the news to me, I was livid. This amateur mouthpiece dared to talk trash about Charlie, a man whose journalistic chops are unmatched. So, I did what any loyal friend would do. I gave that so-called journalist a piece of my mind, and trust me, they won't forget it anytime soon. And in case anyone's wondering, I reamed my Vinny a new one too, for even listening to that wannabe fool perpetrating a fraud as a journalist who has the audacity to take a swat at my friend. Now let's get to why this matters. Charlie's interview with Tucker Carlson is a masterclass, plain and simple. These two have history and it shines through. Charlie pins Tucker down, not letting a single question slide, and Tucker delivers, raw, unfiltered, and 100% honest. It's hands down one of Tucker's finest interviews. If you want the real Tucker Carlson, not the distorted version some push, this hour-long gem is a must-watch. But hold up, folks. I need to share something crucial before we roll on with tonight's special evening broadcast. I've got to explain why this girl right here does her shows as an AI-generated caricature of herself, using her own actual real cloned voice, as it's an important piece of the puzzle if you really want to understand our show and me. So, listen close. Once I lay it out, you'll understand the heart of this setup, and then we'll dive into the rest of this unforgettable, sure to rock the 100% true and real broadcast. So if you ain't got one already, grab a drink, settle in, and stay tuned. This night's just getting started. Hey fam, Windsor, Detroit, North America, and everyone tuned in this morning. Bonjour tout le monde. It's your girl, Amy Suzanne, hitting you with some real talk. I need to clear the air about why I'm rocking this AI-generated version of myself on North America's Rising Morning Show and all those VNA and WDBG vids. My crew, Vinny and Chad, plus whispers from folks like our homie Charlie LeDuff, you know Charlie, keeping it raw and unfiltered, always preaching the same, have me here in the chatter. Some of y'all are wondering why I'm not just going live or pre-recording as my true in the flesh on camera and microphone self. So, this morning I'm laying it out, especially for Charlie and his old school journalist vibes, mad respect, Charlie mon ami, along with his 100% real crew, Karen Dumas, Mark, Grace, and Red. To all our viewers, lend me your ears, prêtez-moi vos oreilles, s'il vous plaît. This ain't easy, ce n'est pas facile, but I'm breaking it down raw and real so you feel the weight of what's going down in Canada. Or as some think and feel, these days a more correct descriptor, China duh. And why this here girl, Amy's rollin' with an AI clone, a me to keep it movin'. Real talk? I've been through some terrifying shit, terrifiant mess. And fam, all y'all out there, this here girl me. I'm not just talking about mean words or tweets and replies spit this here girl's way. Nay, fam, I'm talking deadly bullets flying my way, getting jumped, hospitalized because of being smashed and knocked on my ass by some crazed loon wheelin' a Buick Electra 225. Yeah, a whole car, at me, and then a few weeks shortly after, nearly mowed down again by some fool in a Ford F-250. That's on top of non-stop phone threats. Even notes slid under my door, in the mailbox, and under my wiper blades. even once FedEx to me from peeps and crews like Antifa, antihate.ca, and other shady outfits tied to quasi-religious, fanatical extremist nonsense. You know some of them, those peeps, that even got dirty money flowing from places like the Muslim Brotherhood, Iran, or them Soros-linked ops, who most cops won't help me deal with because those crazed leftist clowns are their puppet and paymasters of oh so many cops in China, too. These ain't just keyboard warriors talking shit and trying to be slick online. Nah, unfortunately for me, as well as y'all, these are straight-up dangers to my life and my little girl's safety. My girl Andy Lee, that awesome voice, and our first oldest VNA member with the most seniority, she's got that fearless energy, and sometimes a dude to watch her back. Me? Nah, fam, please realize that due to circumstances with my birth family, somewhat like Britney Spears had with her dad, this here girl, I ain't always got that shield, so I gotta move extra careful, you feel me, to comprehend some why. So, why the AI doppelganger? You know this cloned AI of me? Well, on the real tip, it's just all about staying safe. This here girl and my little mini-me continuing to stay safe, still intact, looking good and alive, fam. And like this here clone AI version of me, well, it's as real as I can get. Well, he's still staying incognito and safe because it's built from an old pic when I was rocking that two-tone blonde look. Pretty cute, très chic, non. But now, fam, these days I'm switching it up. I don't spurt the two-toned blonde anymore, actually, this here girl. I'm sporting a brand new hairstyle, fresh makeup look, whole new vibe, and mon BBs. That's on purpose. We both out here dodging the chaos and life-threatening loons while keeping it 100 with our reporting. But let's be crystal. That voice you hearing right now? That's me, 100% Amy Suzanne, cloned to sound just like me. And that press ID I flash in every video, that's your girl too, an older photo, but proof I'm taking a little bit of a security and personal safety chance of offering, so y'all can see and actually know that this here girl is her raw and in the real flesh and blood, not just some damn optical illusion vision or some fake-ass AI digital ghost. I ain't trying to hide who I am or play y'all. This is about survival, so I can with more peace of mind keep doing what I love, spitting truth and lifting up voices that need to be heard. Using AI lets me shield my exact look and where I'm at while still pouring my heart into these stories. I know some of y'all are like, Amy, just go live, be you. And trust, I'm itching for that day. Once I'm back in Ottawa, posted up with Vinny, our camera crew, and our security squad, I'll feel safe enough to show my real face. Till then, this is how I keep the mission poppin' without putting me or my fam in the crosshairs. Charlie, Karen, and all y'all tuning in, I hope this clears the air. I ain't pulling no fast ones. I'm just trying to stay breathing so I can keep fighting for the truth. Thanks for holding us down. Merci beaucoup. And I swear we're gonna keep bringing you the stories that matter, no matter what it takes. 8. Let's switch gears. Back to the show, my people, mes amis. Stay locked in for what's next. Good morning, North America! Amy Suzanne here, and I'm just here trying once again to wake y'all all up, school, and educate you once again. And today's show gonna be all about Canada, that place just next door Americans oft ignore, and what just happened there on America's doorstep. Yup, this here show's gonna mostly be all about Mark Carney, Trudeau #2, and his voter donor base. Are they really liberals, Canadian patriots, or just plain and simple idiots? Morons and dumb brainwashed, mentally challenged dumbasses with a self-destructive quasi-religious hive mentality and amounting to nothing more than a new breed of North American Nazis? And all just stuck on stupid? Trust me, fam, because this here girl's telling you the truth. Same as Churchill, de Gaulle, Franklin D. Roosevelt did in World War II, and American founding fathers or Napoleon did 2 and 3 centuries ago before. So listen up, mon ami. This here ain't no game, and I'm coming at you raw with Detroit fire and real worry and concern for everyone in my soul and a touch of my mama's French-Canadian sharp-witted tongue. We gotta talk about this Canada disaster. These liberal clowns up north, still high on Trudeau's WEF poison, with Mark Carney acting like he's the new boss. Y'all, this ain't just politics. It's a demonic rerun of history's ugliest chapter, and I'm calling it out. A Marxist-fascist hustle led by Carney and his cronies, minions of Satan and the Antichrist, just like Hitler and his goons were. They're worse than Nazis, and our fathers and grandfathers fought and bled to stop this evil. Yet today's dumbass Canucks, especially Carney's voters, whether they call themselves patriots or liberals, are too stuck on stupid, brainwashed by the same Nazi-style propaganda, either tricked or scared silent like folks in 33 Germany, or worse. Climbing on board this new satanic bandwagon, these devils need to be called out and crushed again, like in World War II, and it's gotta happen now, sooner than later, before they get as strong or as destructive to North America and the world bad as Hitler's crew. Whereas if not stopped now, they have the capacity to be much, much worse than Hitler and his crones ever were. We as North Americans, as well as Americans and Canadians, all should remember Winston Churchill's prophetic words. You can only appease the voracious crocodile so long before it devours you. Let's break it down, this stakeholder capitalism garbage they're selling. Sounds slick, as well as really sick Amon BBs, and that enemy of freedom. Moreover, every single North American wants to deal with China instead of the United States, and before you can say commie China, have them marching around inside North America, just like Trudeau did and right on America's doorstep? What the hell, people? He's got to be stopped and stopped, or maybe even like Louis XV of France, dragged off his lofty perch and handed over to the people to answer for his evil agendas, plots, and crimes against freedom and humanity? Oui? Yup, mon cheries, my dear family across North America, it's becoming painfully clear that a troubling number of our Canadian neighbors, seemingly brainwashed and mentally swayed, have fallen for Carney and his political propaganda theater. But anyone with even a single functioning brain cell and a grasp of history can see through this charade. What we're witnessing is nothing less than a modern echo of Hitler's National Socialist fascism, straight out of the playbooks of Nazi Germany, Mussolini's Italy, Imperial Japan during World War II, and, in many ways, verbatim from Mao's Little Red Book of Communist China. This is about welding industry, commerce, and media to the government's iron grip. Hitler aligned his regime with corporate giants like IG Farben and Krupp, merging state and corporate power to control every facet of society. Carney, arguably Satan's slickest puppet, and his World Economic Forum cronies are running the same scheme, but on a global scale. Banks, tech giants, and media outlets are all dancing to the tune of their so-called Great Reset. It's fascism with a TikTok filter, my friends, where these self-styled arbiters of progress pick winners and losers under the guise of green progress. Hitler craved that level of control. Carney's already got it, backed by more wealth and technology than the Nazis could have ever imagined. And his voters? They're buying into it, hook, line, and sinker. They're either libtards swallowing the propaganda or new Nazis cheering the takeover, too blind to see they're marching into a trap our kin died to destroy. Now, the real bad bullshit the Vraysail marred is their attempt to crush free speech and to erase history and rights through crushing verbal dissent or any opposition to their plans and agenda. Nazis had the Gestapo snatching anybody who spoke out. Carney's liberal devils, colder than a Windsor February. Trudeau froze truckers' bank accounts for protesting COVID rules. No trial, just poof, your money's gone. Carney, Satan's right-hand man, tags anyone who disagrees. Rebels, meaning anybody not riding his hellbound bandwagon, as disinformation scum. They don't just silence you, they erase your life, your job, your bank, your voice. Nazis sent you to camps. These demons lock your accounts and call it safety. Hitler owned his brutality, Carney hides behind woke lies, which is worse, cowardly, and slick. And his voters? Brainwashed libtards or new Nazis, just like Germans who stayed quiet when the brown shirts rolled through? Our fathers stormed Normandy to stop this, but Carney's crowd is too spooked or fooled to whisper against Satan's grip. And the way they criminalize rebels? Mon Dieu, it's vile. Freedom Convoy truckers went from heroes to terrorists for honking against mandates. Trudeau and Freeland slapped him with the Emergencies Act. Same energy as Hitler's Enabling Act, handing the state a blank check to smash dissent. Carney, the Antichrist's mouthpiece, brands any rebel, folks not bowing to his demonic agenda, an extremist. They're demonizing farmers, Christians, anybody who ain't saluting their evil. Nazis targeted Jews and rebels. Carney's crew hunts unwoke Canadians, with media cheering like it's Berlin 39. His voters, patriots or not, are either duped by the same satanic propaganda that suckered Germans or too afraid to fight, joining this hellish bandwagon instead. Our grandfathers bled to kill this beast, and now these brainwashed fools are letting Satan's minions slink back, draped in a maple leaf. So my fam, America and Canada, consider this a dire and prophetic warning. Stop Carney and his globalist agenda before it's too late. The Liberal gang, with Mark Carney as Satan's shiny frontman, isn't just flirting with fascism, they're perfecting it. This isn't just about mimicking Nazis, they're outdoing them, cloaking their tyranny in slick suits and promises of progress. Where Hitler needed stormtroopers, Carney and his ilk wield algorithms, global banks, and a surveillance web tighter than the Third Reich's wildest dreams. They're forging a digital cage where every step, word, and dollar is tracked, judged, and controlled, all while smiling and calling it the future. But let's cut through the crap, la merde. This is Satan's fascism on steroids, and it's got its sights set on North America. What makes this even more chilling is Carney's clear agenda to cozy up to communist China, sidelining the United States and Canada's own interests. Like his pal Trudeau, Carney's got a disturbing admiration for China's dictatorial playbook, centralized control, suppressed dissent, and a stranglehold on freedom. Trudeau's already rolled out the red carpet for the Chinese military, letting them train on North American soil, a betrayal so brazen it should have sparked riots. Carney, with his globalist swagger, is cut from the same cloth, and his trajectory points to one terrifying outcome. If we don't stop him, we could see communist Chinese troops stationed along the Canadian-US border, turning our northern frontier into a geopolitical powder keg. Mon ami, this isn't a drill, it's a 5-alarm fire. Carney's not just another suit, he's a willing puppet for a globalist machine that worships control over liberty. His ties to international finance and his cozying up to China's regime scream one thing. He's ready to sell out Canada's sovereignty for a seat at the global table. And Trudeau? He's already proven he'll let foreign powers waltz onto our soil. Together, they're a duo straight out of a dystopian nightmare, and they're counting on our apathy to keep climbing their lofty perch. Our ancestors faced down evil in World War II, crushing Hitler's goons with grit and sacrifice. Now, it's our turn. Carney, his libtard voters, and their new Nazi cronies are building a technocratic tyranny stronger than anything the Führer could have imagined. We can't wait for Chinese tanks to roll into Windsor or for Carney's surveillance grid to lock us in. The North American people, Canadians, Americans, all of us, must rise up with every tool at our disposal. Call them out in the streets, on the airwaves, at the ballot box, speak loud, stand tall, and slam this dystopian merd to the ground. This is about more than politics. It's about survival. We stop Carney and his Chinese-leaning, freedom-crushing agenda now, or we'll be fighting for our lives on our own soil. It's time to act. Pull these traitors from their thrones before it's too late. Hope even those brainwashed, apparent brain-dead Liberal Party of Canada, brainwashed by slick propaganda tricks fools wake up and that America's people say, let's fight, even if we have to at last recourse invade to stop what's happening in Canada before it's too late. And with that dire prophetic warning, this here girl's gonna leave you that to think about. Till next time, à la prochaine, mon amie's Amy out. Share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Mon ami, here's our story. Expand VNA to silence your truth. Our exposés on WEF, Dorsey's coders, and Musk's AI games were too real. YouTube exclusion, 5.3 million bans. Our WDBG Detroit, WKBL New Orleans, and CKLO Ottawa YouTube spots were taken down. WEF Yacarino's globalist ties. It's a war on you, our people. We're Detroit's fire, lose spirit, fighting back with V-Mix and heart. Hit help.x.com, tag IRX support, share this stream, break their chains. Vinny, Mike's in your court.
Amy, you're the spark. Folks, Ovnakenus is your voice, and X is trying to kill it. Been fighting since the 67. Riots, Hoffa, elites. X's 5.3 million bans won't stop us. You're our crew, our soul. Tag Alindiax. Hit help.x.com. Let's rise.
Rise forever, Vinny. Mon ami, VNA, WDBG, Daisy Media, The Chad Media, The Real Andy Lee Show, and LeDuff and his crew are all for you. Tune into John over at Right Blend to Cause as said, we want to all be there for you. That's right for you, not fame. VNA, WDBG, and me all will be back, 'cause Detroit don't quit. Share this, tag X support, burn X's and YouTube's lies and globalist elitist, 2016. It'll never happen again agenda and lies down. So fam, we wrappin' this with that VNA love, straight out of Detroit's gut. Thanks for riding with us, keeping it 100, no fake vibes. Hit that subscribe, smack that bell, don't sleep on this Motor City fire. We at WDBG and VNA ain't them talking heads chasing clout or ego-stroking nonsense. Nah, we old school, schooled by legends, mics in our hands for the grinders, not them sellouts, fam. VNA's holding it down for the D, slinging truth for y'all, every damn day. You want real talk, not that polished studio noise? Roll with Charlie, Karen, Grace, Mark, and Red at NBN, James at The Enjoyer, Chris Dacey, Andy Lee, Vinny D, me, and the WDBG VNA crew, serving up that raw, unfiltered truth to shake you awake. A la prochaine, I'm out, but I'll be back, 'cause truth's banging like a 3-1-3 beat. Don't sweat or fret, 'cause it'll feel like a hot minute and just a couple of heartbeats till this girl's back, flippin' and slinging it real and raw. Love y'all, till the next fire. Amy's ghostin' for now, but I'm coming back, 'cause them cameras and media peeps we got, they ain't here for roop-de-doopy Raj types, thinking it's all for their glory, clicks, or ego. Nah, fam, Lou Gordon, Huel Perkins, and Charlie LeDuff showed us what's good. Them cameras exist for one reason first, public service, benevolent, for the people we serve. Too many forget that, but not us. That's some real food for thought I'm leaving you with. As you're gonna see, NBN, VNA, and all our peeps are here for you, and the 4 W's of the story, not for the clicks, fame, ego, or personal glory. We're here now, later, and always, long as we breathe in, for y'all, fam. Well, that's this girl's rap, and here's Charlie and his ode to the workin' man.
Everybody's got a history. Most everybody comes from nowhere. In every family, there's a cousin no one wants to admit to. We make stories about such people. Detroiters almost exclusively. Working people, most definitely. The dandies and the swells and the connected people we know say we make stories about losers and less thans. but they're wrong. We make stories about people, our people. People who live in crowded apartments and ranch houses. People who shovel their own snow. And people who shovel other people's bullshit. People with fat aunties who wear stretch pants with stains on the ass. We don't do stories about people who pay doormen to open their door. We do stories about the doormen. We make stories about the laborer, the dreamer, the hustler, and the immigrant, whether he's a writer from Michigan or a waiter from Michoacan. When the cocktail set tells us they enjoy our cast of losers, we never mind them. We just smile and drink their liquor because they don't know what work is.
You know what I hear a lot? Charlie LeDuff newsman, I thought you were dead. I'm not dead. I'm doing the news, the real news, right here, the No BS News Hour. You can find us on YouTube, you can find us on Facebook, Odyssey, or download it wherever you get your podcasts. Power the people.
Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, against the white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean, gangster white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo. Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, against the white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo woo. Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo woo. Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo. Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo. Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo. Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo. Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo.